Hey friends, Into the Spider-Verse is going to be hitting the big screens in coming weeks, so I thought I'd do a 3D print and paint of one of the characters from the movie, Spider-Gwen. Keep watching. I'm really looking forward to seeing an animated version of the Spider-Verse story arc in the cinema. One of the reasons, apart from being a big fan of the Spider-Verse arc, is that I've kind of had enough of Peter Parker and his origin stories. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been the only real exception to this in the cinema, as it's done a fantastic job of reinvigorating that character. But even so, I've been hanging out to see some of the alternate versions of Spider-Man on the big screen. One of those alternate versions of Spider-Man is Spider-Gwen. She's the version of Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, from Earth 65, where the radioactive spider bit Gwen Stacy instead of Peter Parker, and she became Spider-Woman. She's been the subject of a handful of really good story arcs, including the ones that you can see here. Obviously, I'm a bit of a fan both of the Spider-Verse and also of Spider-Gwen. And in a complete chance accident, I happened to stumble across this incredible Spider-Gwen model by a guy by the name of Obi-Teru, my apologies if I haven't pronounced that correctly, while browsing through Thingiverse, and I could not resist making it myself. Let's go print it out, and then let's go paint it. So I actually made two attempts at doing this model, and the first attempt, this one here, was an epic fail. The reason? I tried a new resin, and unfortunately the resin stunk. In fact, it literally stinks, but it didn't cure properly. I left it to cure in the sun for hours and hours and hours, but even after my usual rigorous cleaning and curing process, this print still leaked resin, and it's ruined the paint job. I blame the brand of resin I use, and I'm not going to use it again. Even weeks later, it is still leaking resin. So I decided to print it again with my normal resin. That's this one here, and everything was awesome. All the previous problems disappeared when using my trusted brand of resin. The painting itself also went pretty smoothly. I airbrushed on the black suit and then did the whites and purples by hand with brushes. There are a few difficult bits, in particular the eyes and the webbing under the hood and on Spider-Gwen's arms. I took my time, but just wish my hands were a little bit more steady with the paintbrush, something that I think will change over time. Overall, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I did a very basic print job on this, but I feel that it really suits the cartoony feel of the character. If I were to do it again, I don't think that I would change very much. Overall, I've had a fantastic time and heaps of fun doing this. If you want to do it yourself, you're going to need to print this model from Thingiverse, and the link is down below in the description. Fair warning, as the model is likely to be fairly difficult to print, even on a resin printer. Some of the walls are extremely thin, and I had to fill a couple of spots after printing with putty to ensure strength and a smooth surface. After printing, you're likely to need to give the model a bit of a clean up, hit it with primer, and then paint in all the details by hand. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did painting Spider-Gwen. If you like what I'm doing here, hit the like and subscribe buttons, and if you have any suggestions as to what I should make next, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time, and I hope you enjoy Into the Spider-Verse as much as I'm going to.